Ну чё, время заниматься самым любимым штукам во вселенной, разговаривать со всеми.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet.
И как же она, походу, не любит Джокера?
Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow. Too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it.
Понимаю.
Maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Так, с кем еще бы пообщаться, а? Я теперь командир этого корабля. Я буду со всеми общаться. И общительная. Ох, Гарус, Гарус. Скоро до тебя дойду. Будем мы потом это сексом трахаться.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not. And we were on the scene faster than any other.
We'll talk another time,
Commander.
Мы можем спать. Стоп. А, это в СР-2 Норманди Гарус тут. Тьфу ты. Я привык ко второму Mass Effect, а в первом все же немного не так. Так, тут Лиара будет. Привет, Булка. Да, тут Лиара Чили будет. А вот доктор Чакас.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls.
Как дела, Булк?
Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse. And the Alliance always needs good doctors.
Не надо умирать.
So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth.
Молодец.
Or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never work. Tends to keep to himself, though.
Да, об этом мы уже говорили. Так, а как я помню, основная часть крю в итоге просто в подвале лежит. Вместо того, чтобы быть где надо. В сути, только Тали там же, где и всегда. Остальные хер знает где. Ну, бля. Ты вроде говорил, что у тебя когда-то были шансы на нормальную работу.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Ну, это да.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up.
Учиться круто.
Capture those emissions.
Наверное.
So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone
А
looking
пока
at
все
it
хуйня.
is plain as day.
Понимаю. Могу
Могу
только удачи пожелать, хуй его знает.
As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing.
Попробуй поспать, когда получится.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship
Ну,
this
бля.
small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel.
Ничего, построим свою Нормандию, позову тебя, будешь пилотом.
Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships.
Нет, мы тебя будем называть шутняра.
But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of
О, кажись, я слышу ржач из Томска.
back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel.
Привет, сталкер.
But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's
Давно тебя тут не было.
so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce.
Да, прикинь, живой
We're
Игнат.
constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation
Ну
of
как
the
живой?
fleet. There are
Как всегда.
17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among
Я думал, что ты уже
us
свой
are
Twitch
strong.
аккаунт продал.
Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too
Ну не
much,
знаю, ты просто на него не заходил никогда и никогда ни на него не стримил. Я думаю, может быть, продал за каких-то 2 биткоина, чтобы купить себе видеоху.
If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births. Though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Мне бы процессор, но поэтому я играю в ремастер игры, которые выглядят просто чуть-чуть лучше, чем 2010 год.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative.
Ну блин, если там есть достаточно интересных тебе игр, то консоль это выход. Ну типа, да.
On matters that affect an
В
individual,
моем случае это не выход.
the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the conclave and the
А тут нам столько лора втягивают, что вы просто не
our
представляете.
daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military
А, тут я
jurisdiction.
в долги влез. Блядь, я думал, бочку продал хотя бы.
Officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story.
Ну, старые якудзы, они
What they were when we created them,
слишком
and how they
топорные,
turned on
как по
us.
мне.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force.
Ты не представляешь, у некоторых людей и так хуже. А учитывая то, как официальные очереди и прочие органов работают, ну, хоть что-либо иногда некоторым тоже пойдет.
Bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network.
Понимаю.
A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth.
Геты как клетки, связаны.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Ну, Булка, делаешь добро. Главное, чтобы это добро не обернулось тебе жопой. В смысле, Игнат, я что-то не понял вопроса. Я начал свое пройти все игры в 2018 году в ноябре месяце. И вот сейчас у меня пройдено сколько там? 281 игра.
The Geth were created to engage in
В этом году будет 4
repetitive
года.
or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long.
Если хочешь, можешь лист посмотреть, что прошел, что нет. Знак восклицания лист английскими. Зеленым то, что пройдено, остановить цвета, можешь посмотреть справа, что значит. От основной таблицы. Белое в основном то, что я вообще не проходил. Да. Иногда я работаю, иногда я не могу. Сейчас достаточно трудные времена, чтобы нормально стримить. Но по чуть-чуть оно проходится.
The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil.
Что, когда нету? Но если игры у меня не куплена, я ее не играю. В основном люди мне реквестят игры, но в данный момент я типа просто решил пройти Mass Effect. Так-то мне за поинты люди кидают.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them.
Так что в целом неплохо. Ну, я ее отмечаю зеленым. Если это был реквест, отмечаю, что это был реквест выполнен, и все, удаляю. GTA 4 я прошел. Давно еще, она уже даже на ютубе вышла. Чем это было первое полное прохождение в моей жизни? Это был год 20-й. Жизнь 20-й. Это прошел был все GTA-шки. Да, 20-й, потому что 5-ю GTA я проходил перед самым Новым годом, а в конце 21-го я начинал Якудзу. Ну, в начале 21-го я начинал Якудзу. 4 затянута. Верьте мне или нет, но она немножко затянута. Плюс концовка слабенькая. Вот. Мое мнение. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase it. Even when a gift... It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community.
I want to talk about something else. I should go.
See you later.
Не, я давно прошел. Я что-то решил был пройти все GTA-шки и как-то в итоге прошел. Кек. Спасибо.
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Come on.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting...
Концовку у меня захуярили тянку. Да, мне тянку захуярили, потому что я того дебила грохнул очкастого. Причем у меня был забавный момент, у меня даже где-то в клипах он должен лежать. Последнее оружие, которое ты держал, в основном этим ты целишься в очкарика. У меня это было РПГ. Это была забавная катсцена.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Ну, Кроганы клёвые.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago.
Я вылечу твой генофаг, не
The
переживай.
genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds.
А Кроганам это не по силу.
We're warriors. We want to fight.
Вас мало.
So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Кроганы лучшая херня в этом мире. Жалко, что нельзя романтить Кроганов. Представляю, что они в сексе прям звери. Да.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
Поступи в университет, выучись.
Would you rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Рекс?
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
А, это я слышал.
No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish... If I had been more alert, I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though. Ma'am?
Гарус, хер моржовый. Когда у тебя уже можно сексить?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to... I understand, Commander.
А в смысле?
Commander, good to see you.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Well, as long as you don't mind paying.
Why should I pay you for my
stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods,
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Апгрейды пока продавать не будем. Так, ну я со всеми поговорил. То наман. Надо валить куда-то. Вы слышите эту музыку? Это первый Mass Effect. Только Legendary Edition. Эх, обожаю эту музыку. Ну, вроде бы она появилась была только во втором, не? Но если они замиксовали в первую часть музыку карты из второго, то это респект, конечно. Во втором лучшая музыка карты. Либо я плохо помню первую, что вполне вероятно, потому что я плохо помню первую. Но я во вторую часть прошел, наверное, раз 20. Ну, ладно. Реально раз 8 точно. Полное прохождение, а потом еще и спидраны. А вот первую раза 3, третью 2 раза. Так что можно понять, что я фанат второй, наверное. Если это можно так назвать. Так, я не помню, что у нас на этом астероиде. Но я возьму Рекса и Гаруса. Очевидно. А, это тот астероид, который падает.
Sensors reveal 3 fusion torches propelling asteroid X-57. At its current rate of acceleration, the asteroid will collide with Terra Nova in approximately 4 hours. Analysis. Torches must be disabled to cease the acceleration.
Hello. I heard your transmission. Can you hear me? You haven't found me yet, but I can't talk long. Shut down the fusion torches. I'm going to die. God, I hope you're hearing this.
Мако! Немного автоскроллинга с Мако. Давай, удачи. А как выйти из Мако, я не помню. N, B, 1, 2, Alt, не F. А я тоже. Я вообще на твиче не захожу. Неожиданно, правда? Кейбайдингс. Есть отдельная хуйня под маком? А, Q. Готовы, ребятки.
Tarians.
Check! Check!
Красиво. Меня ваншотнули.
Tarians.
Check! Check! Release the Baron!
Now I'm ready.
Surprise, motherfucker. Тактическое преимущество. Говорится, сбоку обошел и въебал.
I hear you. What's going on?
My name's Kate Bowman. I'm an engineer. I was part of the team assigned to bring this asteroid to Terra Nova.
We were attacked yesterday by Batarian extremists. I've been hiding since they arrived. I think they know the torch went out.
Why are they doing this?
I don't know. But if this asteroid isn't slowed, millions of people on Terra Nova are going to die.
If I find out anything, I've
gotta go. Good luck.
Понимаю. А чё мне для Кипшина надо? И? Может, отсюда можно что-то спиздить? Можно. Окей, я опять поломал это говно. Чего нового? Совершенно ничего.
Hey.
Oh God. I didn't mean to... Are you hurt?
Takes more than one shot to bring me down.
Sorry. I didn't even realize you were human until... Well... I guess I'm not much of a soldier.
I'm here to help. Commander Shepard of the Alliance frigate Normandy.
Simon Atwell. I'm the chief engineer on this rock. Listen, we don't have much time. The Batarians fired up the fusion torches. You've got to shut them down before we hit Terra Nova. There are 4 million people down there, Shepard.
4 миллиона как-то мало.
They live in Aronis. My kids and grandkids. Nice communities, good schools.
I don't have time to do the math in my head. What happens if we don't stop this rock?
X-57 is 22 kilometers long, twice the size of the asteroid that wiped out the Earth's dinosaurs. It would be like millions of fusion bombs striking at once. Millions. The heat of the blast. 1,000 kilometers away, clothes will ignite. There'll be global wildfires. Air shock will flatten everything for hundreds of kilometers. Terra Nova will die, Shepard. Not just our colony. The planet. There'll be a climate shift, mass extinctions. The ecosystem won't recover for thousands of years. Millions, maybe.
This doesn't make any sense. Batarians run criminal gangs. Unethical, but profitable. They don't destroy worlds. What does this gain them?
I've heard all the stories. Slave rings ranching people like animals. Pirate bands burning colonies to the ground. But this is... The Citadel conventions forbid asteroid drops. I never thought the Batarians would go this far.
Most Batarians aren't genocidal madmen, but these are terrorists.
Yeah, I know. It's just... This isn't how I expected the world to be when I rolled out of bed this morning.
You were on the ground when this happened. How many Batarians have you seen? And where?
They landed at the main facility. It's locked down now. They've changed the passcodes. No idea what's going on inside. I did see groups head out to each of the torch stations. Couldn't say how many, though. Enough to give you a fight.
Batarians everywhere, and I need to shut down all 3 torches. Anything else I should know?
One of the torches is surrounded by live blasting caps. We were set up to excavate when we arrived at Terra Nova. I rigged them with proximity detectors. That tank of yours will set them off, so you'll have to go in on foot. Even then, they'll explode if you get too close. Just go slow and easy. You should be fine.
You set them up. Can you disable them?
Not from here. No. There are manual controls by the entrance to the torch facility inside the blast zone. You can disarm the caps there. One last thing. I had a crew working off-site when the attack hit. I'm worried about them. These Batarians are ruthless. I saw them smash the faceplates of guys working vacuum. And those Varen, I don't think they always wait for a corpse before feeding.
Any idea where I can find them?
They were running checks on our perimeter equipment.
Okay.
Easiest thing would be to tap into the transmission tower out on the surface. The equipment stations will show up on your sensors.
I'll look for them, but the torches have to be my priority.
Yeah, you're right. Saving Terra Nova is more important than my team. There were a bunch of engineers over at the main facility, but they're probably all dead. That or being held hostage by the Batarians.
A woman named Kate Bowman contacted me. The Batarians haven't found her yet.
Katie's alive. She's one of my best engineers. She signed on with her brother, Aaron, I think his name is. He's part of the security detail.
Aaron.
They're okay.
You better find a good place to hide. If the Batarians come back and find you...
Yeah. I think I'll make myself scarce. Good luck, Shepard.
Good luck, Shepard. Ну, как говорится, хуй говно и чечевица.